to do it. Just like fucking totally over it.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Sport. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
Doing great today, dude. Bring out your brooms, baby. The wild card series are over. I can't believe it, honestly, but MLB, playoff baseball, kind of start off too hot over here.
Week 17.
Can't believe it, dude.
Unbelievable. And how is it not unbelievable that we already have a comment? The great Josh B in the house.
I mean, I don't think it's really unbelievable, but he is in the house. He says, let's go. Watch everyone take out all of the brooms for the wild card round. Oof, he says. Rep the company, rep DTV, rep the sports port. So sick.
You know, we'll talk about, the games in a little bit. But before we do that, I'm just kind of curious with the whole wild card round, the format, we've had at this point, 8 series, going back to last year when this thing started, 7 have been sweeps. Do you think anything needs to be done about that, or just it's random? It just happens to work like that, and that we might see some more competitive wild card series in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, I think, each year is going to be different. I think I know, you just rattled off the stat about 7 of 8 of these have been sweeps.
The Mets
have been the outlier, which is nice that they're an outlier.
But wait, I forgot that. Was it Scherzer who got hammered or DeGrom last year? Game 3.
Oh, game 3 was Scherzer.
But atrocious, embarrassing, right?
Yeah. It definitely was embarrassing. Yeah. But it's definitely I don't know, dude. I mean, I do appreciate. I mean, I like that it's the best of 3. It's the way it should be. It shouldn't be really drawn out. It's the wild card series. To be honest, this year I didn't really have much excitement for these teams anyway. I thought Miami. I thought Miami would get eliminated immediately anyway. And in my eyes, maybe the most competitive one, honestly, was probably the Diamondbacks Brewers in my eyes, but.
Yeah, Stearns goes out the door. Yeah. Council
Brewers
1 foot
go
out the
down,
door.
Dude. Yeah.
Distractions.
So, Yelich played pretty well yesterday, 2 through 5. But
Burns, not really.
Burns didn't pitch very well game 1.
Are you still on board?
Yeah, I think so, dude. It's just one game. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I still like the format. It's still great baseball, and now, let's go. We're in the division series. This is what I get excited for.
Yeah. No, it's what I get excited for when the Yankees are in the division series. And Josh B says, double B. Remember the laptop today?
You found your laptop yesterday?
So I actually found out this morning, and I know this is one of those Tony, come on moments. And I feel like I did nail that, exactly how the drop sounds. Tony, come on. Right or no? Yeah, I'm pretty close. Found out today it was underneath my company sweatshirt in the back of my car.
The company.
Not
L.A. Barnaby company.
The company. So, yep, had it the whole time, Josh. But I don't know how I missed that. Somehow missed it, but we ended up piecing it together yesterday. Thank God. So a lot to talk about today. We'll start with Yanni, who I'm sure has a comment around the corner here. His favorite topic, the Sanderson Farms Championship, Jackson, Mississippi. And right now, Zay Chang Do leading at 4 under par through
Great pronunciation.
7. Starting on the back, the week of pronunciations.
Yes,
that's for sure. And they were, I forgot, I think it was Rick and Dave this week. They've been talking pronunciations as well.
Really? Pronunciations.
So it's just funny how, that keeps coming into play. Davis Thompson, 1 shot back at 3 under. Troy Merritt tied with him, as well as Robert Streb and Wesley Bryan. And of course, very early on here, but scoring aplenty, like we had mentioned. So we will give you, another leaderboard update, at least one, before the end of the show. But like I said, a lot of guys still haven't teed off yet. So this is going to change a lot, but it's nice to get the PGA Tour events, going here again as they run through this fall season, and then we get on to the good stuff, the West Coast swing, Hawaii. So yeah, very, very excited for that. What else we got here?
And there's supposed to be good news about Tony yesterday. Did I miss that? Was it announced? What is he? What?
No, I think what we were just talking about. Michael alluded to it, but didn't specify. Yeah. So,
so Michael,
blessing in disguise, though. Blessing.
Any mush,
but blessing in disguise.
Yeah,
yes.
It is.
Village Gourmet.
Oh, dude.
Starving right now. I know Josh B's starving,
Gourmet,
or you think he already?
I think he had breakfast with the kids this morning.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's 10 and 16. Like, he definitely had some eggs, and I'm sure probably the best part about doing that, like making breakfast for your daughters, for your kids in general, is that they probably don't finish, and then you can just like eat extra food. Dude.
Yeah.
And then it's like, dude.
Yeah, no, that is nice. And it's kind of like sometimes when I go out to dinner with Sam, she'll have half of it, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And then get the variety. Variety's nice. I mean, that's why you and Michael always split all these things. You like variety.
Dude, it is great. All the time doing that. It's
awesome. And you were mentioning Village Gourmet, not Village Gourmet.
Yeah, it is a Village Gourmet. I was like, wow, Village Bagels.
But I was saying Village Gourmet just because that's in Norwalk.
Village
the
Gourmet,
Chinese place.
I thought it was in Westport.
No, it's in Norwalk.
Oh, because that's the place. I'm pretty sure that's the place. Oh no, I'm thinking of Shanghai Gourmet, maybe.
Shanghai Gourmet, which I believe is actually, that's on the Post Road, but that's actually, I think, owned by the same owner.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
because that's
Village
the place.
Gourmet is the goat, though.
Mike talks about like his mom thinks that is the Chinese food place.
Shanghai.
Like
Wait, who said this?
Mike's mom.
And
she doesn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like, and they live right next to Sweet Basil, and they're like, no, it's dirty. No, thank you.
I'm sure it's the Shanghai's. I haven't had it, but I'm sure it's just as good as Village. But because we had it the other day, and I got the chicken and broccoli, brown rice
sauce,
and then from the chicken and broccoli, you lightly pour that sauce on the bottom on top of the rice. Stop, Tony. Stop. It is annoying. I do have to say. Stanford, I mean, maybe there's one they haven't found, but haven't really fallen in love with the Chinese place.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like I love Village Gourmet.
Yeah.
And then I always would get Chinatown Kitchen Shelton. When I grew up in Monroe.
Good spot.
Yeah, good spot. Yeah. Great Fortune Monroe was pretty good, but the Chinatown Kitchen, that was growing up. That's what we had, and now it's like, I think Matt used to like Great Wall. In Stanford, he used to get that. No, but I feel like
Great Wall. Yeah.
No, there's another place too. I don't know why I'm like blanking on.
He talks a lot about Lilac House. That's in Fairfield.
I have to say that is one that I missed. Lilac House.
I've never been.
Very good there. Honestly, so good, so good. And this is gonna bother me. I need to look this up. It's that Chinese food though. That's another thing that like falls along the lines of like it's so annoying, not being good for you. General Tso's.
Oh my god, I know.
Sesame chicken, I would say is probably my favorite. Like a crisp, great sauce, right?
And honestly, you would think it's not that bad because it's like a lot of rice and meat and veggies, but it's like all the sauces have just sugar everywhere. There's salt everywhere. It's just like it really isn't that good for you. Like there's very rarely, like if you ever get like General Tso's like sauce on the side and like slightly dip it in for it to be like relatively healthy. Like,
I've always felt, I mean, like I said, I mean the MSGs or whatever, I don't know if it's in there or not, but like the sodium, that stuff's not good. But like chicken and broccoli, I feel like it is like, the best you're really gonna do.
But like the sauce, sugar, all in there, man.
Sauce,
it's crazy,
sugar,
salt.
I don't know. For some reason, I get what you're saying, but for some reason, I just with sodium and sauce, like I felt like it was always kind of like a little like people over like, oh my god, like you can't have it. Like I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna have something, that's the thing to have versus like,
oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. Like,
no, I mean, I feel like if you drink enough water, doesn't it like counteract the salt, right?
You would think.
You would think. Flush it all. I just pee out the salt, dude.
And we have our favorite quarterback in the building, Matthew Ryan, also Ryan's president of the Tony fan club.
I guess so. He says, hi,
Tony, with a smiley face. Wow. I'm back. Zach Wilson sucks. Can't believe he's starting. And we still don't have clarity on Matthew Ryan.
Don't think so. Did he comment yesterday?
He did. He was asking where you were. I swear to God.
No, I don't know much about this Matthew Ryan on YouTube. Maybe I can do some research, but
yeah, I don't know. Matthew Ryan, like, by all means,
elaborate a little bit. Where are you from?
The telephone numbers on the bottom of the screen here. We'd love to have you call in just to get some clarity on this. And just, we need to talk to the president of the Tony fan club. That's definitely for sure. And yeah, the place I was thinking about in Stanford is called Fuji. That's what Matt always used to like. But I think what it is, and I'm sure like Josh B, has this too, where he lives in New Jersey. You just have that really good spot, and then going anywhere else, it's just substandard. You like the best quality, place that's out there. So going somewhere that's like, it's like, what's the point? So, I that's kind of where I'm at. I just want the best quality. That's why we always talk about Gaetano's, Southport Pizza, which I honestly have not had in a long time. Tried to get it after the Horseshoe show on Sunday, but it was closed Sunday, kitchen early, all of that. Matthew Ryan saying he's from New Jersey. So who knows? Maybe him and Josh B in cahoots potentially. And speaking of Josh B, he says, Tony, that's Alan Hahn's burner, which is kind of funny. Saying he's kidding, but is he kidding? I guess it's one of those things, you never really know. So we'll have to hopefully get some more clarity on that. But what do you think? Josh B in cahoots here? I mean, Matthew Ryan's from New Jersey.
Oh, he's from New Jersey. What part of New Jersey, Matt?
Yeah, wait, are you from Mattawa?
New Jersey's a big Mattawa, dude. Maybe
is that how you say it or no? Because this is the week of. Say it one more time. The week of
pronunciation.
Okay.
Pronunciation. Oh yeah, you like to put that little mustard on it. Pronunciation.
Like mozzarella.
No, it's not like mozzarella.
Just for one time, and maybe we could clip this. I want you to say mozzarella.
Mozzarella?
I've never heard you say that before.
Because I just say mozzarella all the time. Like that's what I grew up on, dude.
We got
Yanni in the building. Good morning, gentlemen. Evan Neal is a fucking meathead. He says you can go choke on a burger and swallow 73 hot dogs whole. Ass hat. Let's get to the greatness, though. Shout out to the company, Rep TTV sub fan.
Always good to hear from Yanni, and we'll have to talk about Evan Neal. But a burger and dog sounds good, no?
Burger dog sounds amazing right now, dude. Grilled would be fine, even if it was a boiled dog, a dirty water dog. I'll take it, dude.
Grill though.
Sure. Grilled sounds good, dude. All right, dude.
Just saying. Honestly, the long dog I had from Dutch's the other day with the chili and cheese and bacon was ridiculous.
That sounds ridiculous.
After the Horseshoe, so Southport being closed, we pivot.
Tough, yes. Good pivot.
But I had to say, this whole like keeping it light Monday through Thursday really is it's killing me. It's so annoying. Yesterday, actually, you didn't get to go there, but I know you know of it. So we played a gainer, and then afterwards had dinner at Zodi's. Right there.
Oh, nice, dude.
And
what happened to the rat? That didn't. Or did? Oh no, Pusha's had a bad like.
Oh yeah. But it just, I think
one-off thing.
I think he just has stomach issues.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. You said rat.
Yeah, no, I thought mouse in the building, but I remember he said he just like he had like shrimp or clams or oysters or something. There was definitely
no rat sighting, Tony, because you wouldn't find me, within a mile of that establishment. If that was
really?
That actually kind of like takes away my appetite, which I guess is a good thing because we gotta hold out till 12. The Michael fasts.
I think I can help there.
No, but it was tough because I like the nachos with chili there. And instead, I went with a chicken soup and a Cajun chicken salad.
Wow.
Which were very good, but it's like, usually there I'm getting like, I don't know, why do I always the beef short rib or the steak sandwich, and it's just always so good, or the garlic bread and sauce. So it was tough. honestly. But
That's
got
kinda
through
crazy.
it. No beers. They're having transfusions.
Oh wow, dude, the
Um,
drinking.
Yeah. It's definitely. I think it's situational, but it's definitely just avoiding it Monday through Thursday is a little tougher than maybe I imagine. Like I've been able to do it, no problem.
Right.
But like a golf outing like that, it
You
is
want to
kinda,
be drinking, dude.
right. And I guess so. I mean, I play more than half the time I play golf. I don't drink, but I think it's just because like when you play with a couple of people, like if I'm just playing with like one person during the week, whatever, or by myself, like I'm not, but it's just a couple of people, usually because we were playing in New Jersey. Remember a couple of times I stayed over and stuff, and it would always be get the transfusions. And then I stopped at Donut Delight before, just got a cappuccino, had thoughts of an egg and cheese, the croissants, the muffins, Yanni's bow tie, but no,
the bow tie
had to lay off. And he even says Double B Monday through Thursday, feed me, like we're talking about Brees Hall, right?
basically.
And I need Tony to tell me what Zach does well. Bang moms.
Well, I don't even know that for sure. I'd have to be there, Brian.
You want to be there.
I mean, I really don't think you can say anything other than like he played the position of quarterback like pretty well last weekend. I think that's what he did well. He threw the ball well, ran the ball well. His reads were pretty quick.
Any chance we could get Matthew to call in?
Matthew Ryan. I don't see why not, dude. My phone number is on the bottom, Matt. You can call in, and we can chat about it.
Yeah, we'd love to do that.
Conversation.
You think there's any chance we know Matthew Ryan?
I don't know, man. I mean, it sounds like a very familiar name.
Like I prefer to have it.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Tony, he sucked last week. He didn't suck last week. He had
fumbled
the best game of his career
in a loss
last week,
which is an indictment. Josh B knows. Matthew Ryan knows. I would say Yanni knows, but he doesn't like me to speak for him, so I'm not going to say that.
Okay, well, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. I wouldn't want you speaking for me either, Brian. Well, yeah, obviously tough loss. I mean, you play the Chiefs, dude. We've been over this a million times, dude. You cannot knock the fact. Again, like you're all week, you're like, oh, it's gonna be 3 interceptions, and he threw it for 110 yards. No, he didn't. He threw it for almost 300 yards. Right, had a couple touchdown passes. Like he had a great game, dude.
I think 245.
Yeah,
2 touchdowns.
Like that's a great line. It's better than Gardner Minshew would have been doing. Like
Gardner Minshew,
me, dude,
won in overtime against the Ravens.
Yeah, because they played the Ravens,
who are leading the division. Jets are tied for last, third division, and he's starting. But you know what? We're we're already talking about it. Let's just go to the world of the National Football League.
Watch Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick six. Minka Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk.
Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. Mahomes escaping on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones. Oh, what a tackle. Quincy Williams with a pile driver.
All right, so comments coming in hot, Tony. If you could,
yes. Matthew Ryan follows up and says, "Yes, he did, Tony. He is garbage.
He is such garbage.
Hot trash. You can't win with him. Well, they already won a game with him, so suck it, Matthew." Matt Ryan, Lonnie says, "AKA Marty Ice."
Do you think he meant Matty Ice?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it must be. It must be Matty Ice.
You can't speak for him though.
Can't speak for him. And he says, "Yeah, we don't want a mush talking for us." He says, "That's right, Tony."
You know, I have
You're the
to
mush,
say, with Lonnie, I mean, I'm imagining, like I said, we don't know for sure till we hear from him directly, but I'm actually a little confused about him with like mushing and superstition. Like if he,
Lonnie, Lonnie seems to be like very superstitious.
You really think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does do a self-correction there. Maddie.
And Matthew Ryan says, "I can't wait to have Zach Wilson prove me right," he says.
Yeah. No,
Josh B says, "Prove you right again." Seems like Josh B and Matt are kind of like, in a little cohesiveness.
No, but like I said, where there's
New
smoke,
Jersey, dude. Maybe it's one of Josh B's daughters.
Yeah.
In the other room.
I have to say, we get a game tonight, so that's good, and we'll talk about that, but I almost like just wish right now was the football frenzy, because like I feel like we're just so jacked up. Jets Broncos.
Yeah, I mean we can do it today and then do it again tomorrow if you want.
You know, but then
Do it twice.
But Riley is gonna be here tomorrow. He's jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, I'm joking.
Sheesh.
You have some wish in you though. But see, what that's a little backhanded, no?
I feel like that is, it's like he's like saying he's joking, but then he's saying you are the mush anyway.
And then Matthew, your buddy, says, Tony, come on, you're a Zach truther. He sucks. 3 years.
3
of
years.
Sucking.
This is the third year
of sucking.
Yes, this is the third
and then
year,
Josh
dude.
says, I've been preaching this for months. No seasons.
No comma seasons.
Ask the chairman. Ooh, that's getting a little dangerous.
That is kind of dangerous, dude. I don't know, dude. I don't know, guys. But come on, dude. Denver.
Russell.
Listen, we spoke about it. I was like, hey, the next 2 games, you have the Patriots, you have the Chiefs. If he doesn't do well in those 2 games, I mean, yeah, like obviously it's time to either figure it out, like change it up or move on from him. But again, I feel like just at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter anyway. It really doesn't matter anyway. I don't know. I think I've been saying this for a while, and it's like no quarterback you get is going to be replacing Aaron Rodgers, is going to be anywhere near what Aaron Rodgers could have been doing for you. And it's like, what's the point? Like anyone you bring it, you're not going to be winning. Maybe you can make the playoffs, maybe. But like Zach Wilson or anyone else right now, like you're not. I feel like it's your same chances. You have the same amount of chances as getting into the playoffs with Zach Wilson as you would with a Gardner Minshew, which you're not getting Gardner Minshew. Anyway.
The problem is, like specifically with the Patriots game, had that move been made like it should have been the Tuesday after that Monday Night Football game where Rodgers tore his Achilles, then we'd be looking at 2-2.
You think 2-2?
3. I mean, easily. I mean,
you think they would have won the Pats game, and then that's all. That's all you need. So one more game, basically.
Yeah,
one
I mean
more
that
win.
makes a big difference because you have a tough schedule coming up.
Right.
Right. And I think you're over. I know, you don't like him, whatever. Derek Ho with the traditional high there. You look at the offensive numbers. I mean, Russell has had a good start to the season. Mm-hmm. So I think, to have confidence that you're going to go into their building
right
and, beat them handily, I think is a little bold. I don't think it's going to be an easy task.
I don't think so. What are the Broncos' record?
The Broncos have the same record.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the defense kind of coming in to Denver. I mean, I feel like they're going to stop Wilson.
Winded, though? Altitude?
No.
We've seen it on the Nuggets.
I think Russell Wilson and Sean Payton are a little winded, okay? I don't know.
Winded? What do you mean?
Winded from the altitude. Like, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they practice in it every day.
Okay.
So I'm saying, why would they be winded, but not the Jets, who never are exposed to it other than when they have a game there every 3 years?
Because they are winded, dude. I'm telling you, they're winded. Like, just take my word for it. Oh, okay, Tony, they're winded. I think the Jets come in here and they absolutely shut them down.
And what do you think? Yanni saying Prez never wanted Wilson. Never. And I mean never. And then Matthew Ryan saying he lost his Chiefs game.
I mean, I think that's a ridiculous statement.
Fumble snap. Catch a snap.
Fumble snap. Make the field goal. Defense do better. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's a 3-point game. You can't put it. Oh, yeah. It's a 3-point game. You can't put it on one person. It's not like he threw 4 interceptions and he didn't score at all and you got blown out. It's a 3-point game. You had a missed field goal. You had receivers miss catches. You had defensive blown assignments. And then, he also fumbled the ball. But you had 5 different things go wrong easily, dude. You're right there. And it was a lot of times you were right there. Numerous players were right there.
Though. I mean, you're a quarterback.
So is making a field goal. So is making a tackle. Well, those are fundamental, simple things of football that you're hired to do.
Making a 54-yard field goal and catching a snap, Tony. I mean, there's a reason why. What's the average from 50 yards out? Like,
I don't know,
60%. Like, it's not an automatic thing. Yeah. And then also, Matthew Ryan says Zach Wilson will lose us this game,
like this weekend.
Yeah. And then Josh
P. Wilson.
What about the 15+ games before that?
Well, I mean, I don't really have the breakdowns of each game in front of me, Josh, but I will happily get back to you, dude.
I mean, you were sitting there next to Jay watching Red Zone last year. I mean, how was he feeling?
Jay?
Yeah, big Jets fan. Zach.
He never really feels good about the Jets.
Besides, before this season, he felt good.
Yeah, I don't even think he really truly felt great, honestly, coming into the season either.
Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, we'll discuss that more tomorrow. Before though we preview tonight's Thursday night football game, I was just happening to think, and Lonnie mentioned it before, as Josh B says, the short of it, not good, buddy. LOL. I know you didn't say buddy, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
Little ad lib.
Yeah, ad lib, little ad lib. But did you hear, like, I'm guessing you did, maybe just from hearing Rick and Dave, but what Evan Neal said and Don getting tight yesterday? Or no?
I didn't see.
Evan Neal.
I know Evan Neal.
Lineman,
yes, yeah. I didn't know. What did Don say though?
I mean, he like screaming, saying they should cut his ass right now. Like so pissed.
They really should, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. I never understand that though. You're in the player's position. You want to be liked. Like, what makes you call it the fans? I always like struggle like how that happens.
I don't know, dude. Desperation. Like what? I don't know. Like what are the fans really like? What did he say about the fans?
Oh, so you didn't see what he said?
No.
He was just saying that they're fair weather and they have no idea what goes on a football field. They're flipping burgers and cooking hot dogs.
Oh my God, really?
So,
I mean, to an extent, fans don't know what happens in the facility, but to say they don't know what happens on a football field, I think is kind of far out there. I mean, I don't know I'm sure there are fans that probably know a lot about the strategy of football. But I don't know, dude. I think that's kind of out of pocket to say they're fair weather fans. I mean,
yeah,
Giants organization kind of has sucked for a little while now. They've had the same problems for years. Like their offensive line problems have been dating back to when Eli Manning was still their quarterback. So it's like, obviously they're frustrated with things that aren't getting fixed. Like I feel like the whole Daniel Jones thing, like people, even Giants fans are kind of skeptical of the contract. And here we go. And they're sucking. So it's like Evan Neal here can't take the pressure of the fan base kind of not being happy with that, the fact that their team blows, dude, and that he's not doing his job well.
But what do you think? And it was funny, Dave was making the analogy, and Lonnie also says that Rick was off today, sir. And yes, I was listening today. Whenever I refer to their show, like, and I think Tony does the same. Like we always just say Rick and Dave, regardless if Damer's in or not.
Yeah,
like we just call it Rick and Dave.
Rick was off today though.
I know you're kidding, Tony.
But honestly, even they're like, this is Gordon Damer in for Rick and Dave.
Right.
So
it's Rick and Dave. Yeah.
That's the name of the show.
But I see it as, and I could be wrong. And what I was saying is Dave made the Javi Baez analogy, when he was like kind of calling out the Mets fans, is I can't think of it any other way than these players are arrogant / have anger problems. And they just can't take that people are down their throat for not doing their job. And that's they can't contain themselves, and that's why they do that. I mean, what do you think about that, Tony?
Yeah, I mean that has to be it. I mean, hey man, like your Evan Neal is first year in, second year in, so super young guy, dude. Like, obviously he's probably not used to, I don't know much about his history where he went to college or anything like
Alabama.
Alabama.
And then so Dave was saying, like, when he would give up 4 sacks at Alabama, you think Nick Saban was like playing patty cake with him? Like,
probably not, but he's still like, I suppose he's still used to doing well.
Right. No, exactly. And that he hadn't been used to failure. And that's another part of it.
Exactly. So, I mean, it certainly is a learning moment for this, young player. But he's certainly finding out the hard way what not to do. And like you said, I mean, it really is. It's that they're, he's immature. He's not used to being on this side of the storyline here, especially in a market like New York, for a team like the Giants, for a fan base that is, a little bit, I would say, parched for some victories here. Things can get kind of pretty heated, and obviously he's not reacting well. But, we do see this a lot. We see this often in sports in general. Players being frustrated and trying to play this blame game or just find something that's just making it worse. Like, it happens to really everyone. I don't know about cutting this guy, But I mean, he certainly needs to be reprimanded.
6 overall pick last year.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to do that because then
No.
they're saying what Dallas is
You
going to pick
can't.
him up.
Yeah,
and
you can't. And then he's gonna be great. Exactly. You can't do that. You have to like. This guy is like what 22, 23
years old.
22 years old. It's like he's a fucking kid, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything. He doesn't
Right.
really know much.
Right.
Like at 22 years old. So obviously this is someone, this guy should be sat down and be like, you can't say this publicly, first of all. And then second of all, you're just wrong. Like, this is not like, you got to take some accountability.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because I mean, maybe it's just tough in the moment, but I don't know. To me, it's just like, you're doing bad. Like, why wouldn't you say something like, I need to play better. I am going to play better. And we as a team, we want to do everything we can to bring a championship back to the Giants. Like, imagine if you said that, like the completely different narrative. I don't know why it's so hard for people, but like I said, I guess the anger problem is part of it. And then this is a little up at the top here. And I think you already said Tony's just jealous that I'm right from Matthew Ryan. But Yanni saying double B. I'm hearing Dame Lillard is getting a divorce. Your thoughts? And I guess October 2nd, he filed for divorce from Kayla Lillard, his wife and mother of his 3 children. 5 days after he was traded to the Bucks, the couple who were college sweethearts at Weber State in Utah are both in their early 30s and were married in only September 2021. So only lasting 2 years. But who knows? As always, referred to as I always mess this up.
What?
How do you say irreconcilable? How do you say that?
Reconcilable.
What is it?
Reconcilable?
No, but it's irreconcilable. I guess that's just how you say it.
Irreconcilable?
Well, differences.
Unreconcilable.
No, they always say it's in the article, and they always say this for divorces. Irreconcilable differences.
Really?
Yeah.
Irreconcilable.
Somehow the week of pronunciations continues. Irreconcilable. Irreconcilable.
Silable.
It shouldn't be silable, but I guess it is.
I think they should just delete this word from the dictionary because who the fuck wants to say that?
Yeah, that's true.
Irreconcilable. It's not reconcilable. I'd say that.
That's a little easier.
But yeah,
3 kids. I mean, it's tough.
That's really tough. It's actually kind of funny too because I remember like
it's funny. No,
I said it's kind of tough. I said.
Well, you did say funny. I think.
Did I say funny?
Yeah, you did.
God forbid I try to say something funny. I was saying yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago, I saw like an interview with him, and I'm like, why the fuck does he look so angry right now? Like,
Dame?
Yeah. He's like talking about like Giannis, the Bucks, what they're gonna do. I'm like, should he be excited? And I'm like,
he's losing the house.
That's a shame. I know Brian is probably riled, but that's tough, dude.
No. I mean, that's definitely tough. Lonnie also says, well, if you think about Neil was talking about Tony as far as the fair weather fan thing, so-called ex-Giants fans, don't explain yourself again, Tony. A little scud there.
Yeah, I think that was kind of out of pocket scud. I just stopped following football for a while. And I, try to rebrand, by the way. Going horribly as a Jet fan this year, by the way. I don't think I've met no offense to Jets fans, but I mean, I know it's not the great season, but I mean, I feel like I've never met fans that just whine so much. Like even Mets fans, I feel like don't whine as much.
Mets fans whine.
No, stop it,
yes.
dude. Yankees fans whine about winning. It's kind of ridiculous. Yep.
No.
And then Lonnie throws a couple face smiling emojis. Josh B said, why would the lion worry about the opinion of sheep?
Dave said that today.
Oh, Dave said that.
Yeah.
So he's just saying that in regards to Evan Neal being like that the fans are sheep?
Or unless maybe actually, no, I think Evan Neal did. I don't know. I'm hungry, Tony. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Lonnie says, I believe he was the 7th pick, B. I don't know what you said. Did you say 6th?
I did say 6th.
You did say 6th. Matt Ryan says, cut Zach today, Tony. Then fucking do it, Matt. All right, go cut him. Lonnie says,
please.
Say funny. Joshua says, Neil did say that. Lonnie said, did this man just rebrand himself as a fan of another New York team? And then Matthew says, Los Chachos Hombres. And then Lonnie says, no, Evan Neal said that. Yes. Matt, oh, wow. Josh Pete says, Matty G. Matthew Gamer says, you're a little hungry, huh, Bonds? And Lonnie says, you guys are completely lost. You know what, Lonnie? You're lost.
No, I think the problem is, and I know Tony doesn't feel like this because, like you were just saying, he used to be a fan of the team. But I actually really don't like the Giants, so that's why I'm like not that tuned into it. I don't know, for whatever reason, I just have always like kind of been riled when they're bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
I don't know. It's kind of like a Mets thing, to be honest.
So because like for some reason, you know what? I don't even want to get into it, dude.
No. Because
honestly, these Connecticut people with their sports are so far fetched, dude. It's crazy. It really is, dude.
And what Matt had said, I don't know why I don't see. Oh, okay, yeah. You're a little hungry, huh, Bonds?
I said that already.
Yeah, but you didn't say Bonds.
I did say Bonds. Check the tape, Lonnie.
But
Lonnie,
you also
back me up here.
But you also said funny.
I did say funny. Yes. Lonnie did say that.
David Jeter.
Matthew Gaber says, "What up, Josh?" Matt Ryan again. Zach Wilson sucks. Get over it, dude. Honestly, this is your guy for the rest of the season. Like it's gonna be your quarterback. There's nothing is changing. Like this is it. So you might as well root for him.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily true.
That is true, dude.
No, it's not, because you know, just like in any job that anybody has, if the performance is terrible enough, like they're gonna change it.
Sure, they're gonna start Simeon. That's probably the only change you're gonna get, dude.
Right, but that's not him starting. I'm saying if he throws, has a couple of games where he's throwing 3-4 interceptions, like it's over. Like they're not gonna start him.
You really think that?
You can't throw that many interceptions in the NFL. What are you, Daniel Jones? That one's for Giants fans.
Lonnie says, "What up, Matt?" Judge B says, "Show my guy." Matthew Gamer says, "Lonnie, what's Gucci?" And then Lonnie says, "Hater."
Yep,
That's definitely to you. Definitely to you.
And it's not.
And Matthew Gamer says, "Tony said it."
And it's not the Lonnies of the world, so let's not get it misconstrued. But I think part of the reason, and actually my Mark, my friend, like he's always kind of had this thing, and it kind of got me juiced up. Where I feel like it's like. Which listen, at the end of the day, yes, the Jets have severely underperformed for a long, long time. But just like, I don't know, the sense that the Giants are so much better. And I understand, yes, the 2 Super Bowls, 07, 11. But other than that, there hasn't been too much to smile about. That's all I would say. I think they've been just as bad as the Jets without those couple years. You want to talk about, the Miami boat with Bieber. And the way they lost against Philadelphia last year, so I think it's just I think they've been a little too high on their
Lonnie, watch your dirty mouth, B.
And Matthew Ryan says, "Yes, start Simeon."
Might as well start me out there if you're starting Simeon. Honestly, like what? I feel like delusional.
No. You know what it is, Tony, and it's okay. It's honestly, okay, dude. I'm really apologizing for you.
This is possibly the worst fan base I've ever been a part of.
But you're just set on Zach just because everybody's hammering him, and you think that there's some saving grace on the other side of things. But I promise you, Tony, I've watched so much football over the years. I know when somebody's trash. There's like literally a negative percentage that Zach Wilson will ever be anything.
But so you believe that, dude. That's the problem, I think. People believe that, and they want that he's going to have a negative percentage of being anything.
But you don't think as Jets fans, like we've seen bad quarterbacks and we know what they look like?
Yeah, I think people, I think football fans around the league have seen bad quarterbacks and know what they look like.
But you know what's the biggest indictment is Mark Sanchez wasn't good enough. Sam Darnold wasn't good enough.
Right.
And then we have Zach Wilson, and he's not even to their levels. He's making them seem like they would be great for us right now. And I think that's the biggest indictment on him. And they struggled. So this is a whole like different level of struggle. That's the problem. This is Jamarcus Russell level. And
I'm kind of tired of talking about it.
CW is hot trash.
What happens this weekend, dude? Josh was saying that he would take me over Zach. Matthew Gabriel says, Tony, I am with you. He says, Wilson over Simeon all day. Come on, man. It was, hey, Bonds.
No, but one last thing. I promise we'll talk. But tomorrow there's going to be some of this. So just prepare yourself, Tony. If you need a couple shots of Jack before the show, I'll allow it. The whole thing here, and I know Matt knows this, is because I know you were excited, about how he looked last week, but I said this before, but it's like, so we're excited that in a loss, almost 30 games into his career, he had a game where he looked like he was supposed to look. So it's one time out of 30 times, and then he still lost the game. And the whole complaint about him this whole time has been he can't do the simple things. And he dropped a snap on a drive where they were going to take the lead, driving down the field to take the lead, and then they never got the ball back. So it's just like, how could we celebrate that? That's the toughest thing I have.
Because I just think it's so ridiculous for people to say that he lost that game. Like, he did not lose that game. That's ridiculous.
But you don't think, like, in a crucial situation, you can't drop a snap when you need to?
Of course, I
win the
think
game?
that. Yeah, of course. But you can't put that on one person. What the fuck kind of team sport are we playing here? Like, you can't put one loss on one person in a 3-point game where you had the best game of your career and you made one mistake. Like, it's not Zach Wilson's fault they lost. They could have done a million other things better as a team. I don't know.
And then what is Lonnie saying?
I don't know. I see the demon in his eyes when he's talking to Mahomes at the end of that game. He might be unleashed now. Denver better watch out. Zach for 250 plus yards and at least 3 touchdowns. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. I feel like Lonnie's like never really
you think he's joking around?
I just hope Son has a clean game, no turnovers. Honestly, now I can't tell, dude, if he's joking or not.
I'm almost leaning towar's no, honestly.
That he's not joking?
Yeah.
Me too, but I feel like, I mean, Lonnie's never really talked about Zach Wilson
in a
like in a great,
light.
in a good light. So I don't know, man. Fumbling that ball, Tony Adekeye fumbled the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like, I mean, several people
ball
on the
security,
team.
Though. Ask Nick Saban. Ask Bill Belichick.
You want me to ask Bill Belichick?
Mike Tomlin. Ask him if it's okay to fumble a snap when you're going to win the game.
I mean,
tell me what he says.
Is it okay to miss a tackle that's going to win you the game? Is it okay to miss a field goal that's going to win the game? Of course, nothing's good. None of that's good, obviously. I'm not saying it is. But I'm saying you can't put the entire game on his shoulders. It was a 3-point game. You're playing the best team in the league.
Are they the best team in the league? I don't know.
Kansas City Chiefs?
I mean, I think the Niners are the best team
Arguably the best team in the league. Like, you
maybe
can't
best
knock
team in the
that,
conference. I'll give you that. Best team in the conference, sure.
All right, dude.
And he's saying he's dead
serious, dude.
But he's also saying that he fumbled the bag. So
Lonnie's got to pick a side here, I think.
It's a little give and take.
Too much give and take for me.
But long-winded way of saying week 5, Tony, begins tonight, and Matthew Ryan is jacked up today.
Jacked up, dude.
Saying bench Zach Wilson lost this game.
You better call in when fucking Jets win, dude.
Wait, but I think I already asked you. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you think we know him?
No.
Just and so we don't know him, and he's not prefer.
I mean, I guess he could be prefer. Let's see if I look him up on YouTube. Oh.
Because, yeah, I think you search YouTube Matt Ryan, you're going to get clips of the quarterback.
Definitely not him.
No, what isn't there a way to like filter through our subscribers?
Yeah, hold on. Is he subbed?
I mean, I thought he was.
Bang, dude. Is this him?
Yeah, that's the
end. Yeah. Matthew Ryan, circus artist from UK, 20 years experience.
Wait, go. You could expand upon that. Oh, okay. In my industry, hula hoop, Cuban spear manipulation.
Calling you when I get home, he says, because he is hot trash. When are you getting home? You better hurry up, dude.
All right, what part of Canada?
What?
Doesn't he live in Canada?
No. It says UK.
Oh, he's in the UK.
Yeah.
Wow. Love that. If because Rick and Dave, they have like a map, don't they? When people call in or no?
Yeah, they do.
They track it. Like if it's from somewhere different, they have to take the call.
They have to take it. If that is him, I'm not 100% sure. Can't.
Rick was off today, though.
100% confirmed. Rick was off today. There's also this Matthew Ryan.
And then Lonnie saying, "Oh, he says he lives in Sussex, New Jersey."
Oh, yeah, he said it was
wow,
Jersey,
that was like a complete huge by us.
Oh, what?
I don't know. You know, I say everything wrong. Lonnie says, what? I don't talk about bad the kid, though. He had shown much so far. Hell no. But he might be unleashed now. I'm telling you, go look at those pictures of him at the end of the game. He had that look. It's time.
Wow.
And then how about Josh B saying live lurking? What does he think he means by that?
Because we're looking up this guy. Dude.
Okay.
He goes, this is some lurking shit. First of all, Matthew Ryan is the one lurking, and not to mention like fucking insulting me.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, Tony. And I know this is one of those, like, Lonnie would get pissed if I was talking about this, like, to him specifically. But I swear to God, I'm being dead serious when I say this. I know deep down that you know that Zach Wilson sucks. And, like, you might not say it, but I just know there's somewhere down there where you're like, yes, I know he's terrible. I'm just sick of everybody ripping on him. So I want to stand on an island and defend him.
I don't want to
just so if he is good, I can say, whoa. Who said it? Who said it? I'm sorry. I know I might be exposing you here.
No, that's not any reason why, honestly. It's totally false, dude. Totally false. I mean, dude, you can't deny, because it's kind of ridiculous. Like, he had a good game.
But
no.
One thing that you don't respond,
I want you to say it, dude.
I think he had an okay game, honestly. And he hasn't had many of those, so that's a step. But one thing I would say is, what's the justification for the previous, like, let's call it, I know I'm not exact here, but let's call it the previous 29. What's the justification for the failures then?
All it takes is one.
It's a pretty big sample size, though, Tony.
I know, but all it takes is one, dude. Lonnie thinks so, too.
Tony, you lost the damn
game.
game. I think Matthew Ryan's a huge Jets fan.
He must be a huge Jets fan.
And I know the other Matthew Ryan could do a lot better job at quarterback. I'm
that's
just saying.
ridiculous.
I know he looked washed last year. I understand that.
Stop.
A veteran.
See, that's honestly
throws.
That makes me want to root for Zach Wilson more. When people making outlandish statements like that.
How outlandish is that? Matt Ryan's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, that's great, dude. But he is washed. He cannot play. Let's just bring in Peyton Manning too. Let's bring in Joe Namath. Let's do that.
But I'm talking about, we need him to just stand in the pocket and make 10-yard throws. And it's just, unfortunately, Zach has struggled to do that.
So Joe Namath can do that.
And then Josh, he said he had one good game. Ooh, no! LOL. Matthew Ryan is on repeat. Sheesh.
Yeah, dude.
All it takes is one. Tony M with the right attitude. Ryan McNeil.
There we go.
And then Lonnie says he has more than one good game. Stop it, Prez. I mean, look at the stats, Lonnie. I'm pretty sure out of all the games he's played, he has, I believe, 2 300-yard passing games.
He has had 2 good games.
Well, I think one of them he threw too many picks. Oh. So, yeah. And that's not 300. It's 245.
Right. So the 2 300 games plus this one.
But the one that has 3 good games. Interceptions and touchdowns, making it not a good game. Game logs, career.
Oh, fuck it. Career.
Not advanced. You're going advanced. That's a problem,
yeah. I mean, I guess year 1. Yards, 258. Game 1,
54% completion. Sacked 6 times.
That's not his fault. How's fault is that?
54% is, yes.
54% is his, yeah. But
terrible.
He's getting, bodies in front of his face. But 2 touchdown passes, 258, 1 interception.
4 picks against
the next game, obviously not good.
Not good.
Looks like we have a game against Tennessee and a win. 297, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
I don't even remember that, but that's one good game. All right, so we got one. Okay. Yeah, because the other one, we can't count it. 54%, not good. Okay. So one good game, okay? Not a good game. Not a good game. Not a good game. Let's see, 65. 2 good games. 2 good games, okay?
All right.
2. Not a good game. 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 What do you know? Not a good game. Not a good game. Not a good game. Not a good game. 3 interceptions. 48% completion. Not a good game. Not a good game. So far, still 2. 51% completion. Not a good game. Not a good game. What do you know?
What about this one where it's 72% completion?
154 yards, Tony?
Just 25 passing
That's
attempts.
154 yards. This isn't 1960.
Oh, my
okay?
God. Dude.
And then last game. So 3 good games. And how many? 26. So 3 into 26. I mean, I don't think we need to do the math on that one. That sounds like the odds of winning at the casino. Okay?
You still go, though.
Not really.
Matt Ryan, by the way, let's take the top here. Matt Ryan says, I hate Zach Wilson so much. He goes, those 300-yard passing games all have picks. but he has had some good games besides the one against the Chiefs. At least decent anyway. We just went over that. Ha 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 ha. Get him double B. How do you call in? Matthew Ryan says
number is
phone
at
number
the
is on the
scrolling link.
The ticker at the bottom of the screen.
There you
dude,
go.
Right
the
there.
Ticker.
That's my phone number. So be careful with it, Matthew. By the way, before Lonnie does say let's stop being smartasses with the Rick was off today.
No, I mean, come on, Lonnie. The only thing I can say, and I was joking around, but it did seem like, somewhat of a call out that I wasn't listening, which I listen to parts of the show every day when I'm on my way. It's a half-hour drive into the office. I am listening. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Lonnie's all in the all caps now. He says they drafted a BYU product. What the hell did you all expect? Seriously, the only good quarterback out there was Steve Young, BYU, not QB University, gents.
Yeah, I mean, that still doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he's bad, whether we need to expect it or not. And obviously, when you take him at number 2, you have expectations. So, that doesn't let him off the hook at all.
No, it doesn't.
But Josh B fired up too, saying, ha, 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 get him double B.
I already said that, dude.
No, but you didn't say it like that. You didn't say it like that. Didn't say it like
ha,
that.
Ha, ha, get him double B.
No, it was ha, ha, ha. Like, it was very soft and not
you know what, dude? We're gonna come in.
Unknown caller.
This is Matthew Ryan here.
Wow.
Hello.
Good morning, Matthew. You're live on the Sports Port.
Oh, so let me get this straight. You would rather have a guy who's worse than the league in passing, worse than the league in offense, who can't score, who dropped the fucking ball, lead the team. Are you telling me he's a great quarterback? I'd rather start Simeon or a 5-year-old.
How about give me Tim Boyle, Matt? Honestly,
Stop
Tim Boyle.
That's ridiculous. See, that's
it's not ridiculous.
Honestly,
it's actually true. Look at Zach Wilson. He can't throw. He can't catch. He can't play. What more do you want to see from him?
But Tony thinks that we're not giving him enough of a chance. The coaches have screwed him. Tyler Conklin should have caught that touchdown when it was misthrow. Tell me that wasn't a misthrow.
So ridiculous.
Tell me it wasn't a misthrow.
It wasn't a misthrow, dude. Even Lonnie said that, and Lonnie knows, dude.
Listen to this for a second. Little Zachy Poo Wilson. Oh, no, he didn't call. I didn't lose us the game. No. Remember the New England game, Tony?
I
do remember that game, yes. We were at the tailgate, yes.
Oh, but I took accountability. I lost us the game.
He did. No, I mean, he had the ball twice. They could have ran it down the field. They did not. They couldn't do it. But you know what? He did take accountability, and he came out next week, and he played a great fucking game.
He needs to be cut today.
Yes.
Got a better quarterback. We should have gotten a completely different quarterback. Zach Wilson is a cancer, a locker room cancer. All he cares about is banging moms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
It's true. Matthew? I don't think you like that one.
Listen, you guys don't, Tony, you don't know what you see. You don't know what you're talking about with him. He is garbage.
I don't know, man.
Worst quarterback I have ever seen play.
No, and I think part of it too is Tony, like if this guy, I know we're crossing sports here, but if a player like Zach Wilson was on the Mets, he would be public enemy number 1, basically Daniel Vogelback the last couple of years, or Carlos Carrasco. I didn't see you saying, oh no, watch out, they're going to be good, because you weren't as invested. You don't care. So that's why it's okay to leave him off the hook.
No, it's not that. First of all, Cookie Carrasco is like 32 years old, all right, and he was never highly touted. Why was he on the team to begin with, dude?
He was highly touted. He was former All-Star. He was.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
So Tony, let me ask you a question. How do you not put the game on Zach Wilson? 3 games in a row, the Kansas City game, he cost the team. He should be benched for that.
It's a 3-point game, Matthew.
It's bullshit. It
does matter. It's a 3-point game. Any mistake would cost you the game. It's 3 points. You missed a field goal at the end of the second half. Your defense could not stop. Your defense could not stop the Chiefs.
How do you not handle a snap?
The most basic thing, and he struggled with basic things his whole career. There's no deviating from that. That's a fact.
So okay, that's true.
And you're the quarterback. You can't struggle with basic things. If you're gonna win games in the NFL,
people struggle with snaps. You see, but we saw it in that game. Patrick Mahomes dropped the snap under center. He threw 2 interceptions, and he still they won.
Is there a time that you remember Patrick Mahomes driving down the field, fumbling a snap, and then not getting the ball back?
7-minute drive. 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Because of that one mistake. 7. That's all I have to say about that. And you know what? He's missing wide open receivers. Garrett Wilson, wide open. How do you miss that? Oh, it's not Zach Wilson's fault. Oh, it's not Zach Wilson's fault. Receivers. It's not the receiver's fault. It's Zach Wilson's fault. Zach Wilson only threw 245 yards. That's barely average. Barely.
What is average?
Average, I mean, I would say, I don't know, 270, like, is like pretty, like, respectable, I guess I would say.
Pretty mid. I'm sorry. You don't need to win with this quarterback. You need a different quarterback.
And it's only going to hurt us more counting on him to be the backup and then say, oh, when Rodgers retires, he's going to separate in. Exactly. We're just going to waste more time.
You know what? Because Tony lives in fantasy land where Zach Wilson is going to figure it out.
I think.
Oh, no, go ahead.
In all honesty, dude, the guy's making strides forward.
No, he's not.
How is he not? How is he not, dude? This time last year, he was blaming his team for a loss, and he was having. But he did not. He's not look worse.
I mean, he was 5-2 last year, and now they're 1-3.
Yes, he's 1-3. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
5-2 compared to 1-3.
He could be
amazing.
6-3 at the end.
Amazing.
Just a quick pause here. I'm kind of curious. I've been meaning to ask you this before. How did you come across us?
Oh, I just found you on YouTube when I was listening to your destroying of Zach Wilson. I completely agreed with it.
Oh, okay. So you saw that short that we posted when I said, like, after Rodgers got hurt? Oh, wow. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Is it not awesome?
Yeah, that is great. That's exactly what we do this for.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to ask Tony one more question.
Yeah, sure.
How do you feel if you're a Jet fan watching this garbage of a product, garbage because of Zach Wilson? This whole team is deflated because of one player, Zach Wilson. How about that?
I don't know. I think it's more so that Rodgers is injured as opposed to Wilson being your quarterback.
He deflated the team. They wore Mike effing White shirts last year. Mike effing White shirts.
Yeah, Mike White was a phenomenon. You let him go. So, I mean, I don't know.
Is he a better quarterback?
Is Mike White?
Yeah. Denver game because he sucks.
Career-wise, I guess he has better numbers, right? But Mike White's been around, like, for how long?
I mean, I don't know. He's probably 28, like 29.
He's going to be a career backup, though. Like, it's not.
Never know.
Zach Wilson won't be in the league in a year.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt that.
It's just really tough, too. And we were one game away. That stupid Rams game with Adam Gase. Otherwise, we'd be having Trevor Lawrence.
We got this pile
the difference between Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson.
We have to coddle the little baby. Oh, he's had one.
Everybody's so hard on him. They're not nice.
All right, listen, you're gonna call back in here Monday after Wilson throws for 300 yards against the Broncos and they blow him out, dude.
We're two
quick. Blow him out. That's the joke of the day.
Wait, two quick questions here. First, like, not an exaggerated, because I just seriously, what do you expect the final score to be Sunday?
Oh. I really think it's going to be Denver 24, Jets 10.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe 7.
And I'm going to give my prediction tomorrow, but that's kind of online with what I'm thinking, because I feel like everybody's underestimating. Even though Denver, yes, they haven't looked good, they're giving all these points. It's tough to go into Denver and just score 30 points. Like, it doesn't happen a lot.
Wilson's final stat will be under 100 yards passing with maybe 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, he's due for a couple of picks after.
He's due for one of those. He's
yeah.
due for a game where where I'll be proven right, and I honestly think he should have been benched last week. Benched.
Yeah,
he should have been benched. He should still be benched after this Chiefs game.
That Patriots game, I really believe, like, I'm not exaggerating, not to hammer home a point, I really believe if Boyle or Simeon started, we would have won the game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. That's why, even with the Chiefs game, we would have won with a different quarterback. And, Tony, every NFL team scores 23 points. If we score 23 or more points, we win. As an offense, we win.
Well, you would have tied the Chiefs.
We only scored 18. We only scored 18. 18. Think about that, Tony. 18.
Mm-hmm.
We need 5 more points to be considered a league average score. League average is 22 to 23 points.
And going into last game, they averaged under 10 points with Zach Wilson's last 7 starts.
Wow. So like we're on the up. This is great.
So Tony, what do you think about that? That even though he had a quote unquote decent game, they only scored 18 points. I'm sorry, Robert Saleh is doing a complete miscarriage of justice to this team. So
no, I mean, I think there should be a larger indictment on the Jets organization as a whole. I mean, you know, they really did put all their chips into a quarterback who's 40 years old. Like I know you don't like to think about it, but you have to plan for at least if Aaron Rodgers goes down and is injured, you have to have some type of plan. Not to mention, you know, it seems like the first couple of games Zach Wilson played, it's like the playbook that Hackett had for him was, it looked like he was.
Not playing Hackett.
I won't blame Hackett. He's a fucking terrible offensive coordinator. He's horrible.
Hackett, though.
Why can't I blame Hackett? I can blame whoever I want.
They have no confidence. Honestly,
I don't have confidence in anyone. No, I don't have confidence in Hackett or Saleh as a coach. I think they all should be on the chopping block.
I have more confidence in Hackett than Zach Wilson.
All right.
I have to ask because everybody in the comments was wondering, how old are you?
I'm 30.
30. Okay. Gotcha. I'm 31, so almost close. Tony, the young buck here, so I don't think he's suffered through as much of a Jets football as we have.
Tony doesn't understand how we just literally wasted 5 years on Zach Wilson.
Well, and then how about how we had to suffer through Mark Sanchez and Sam Darnold, and now we would take them in a heartbeat.
Sam Darnold would probably do great.
Sam Darnold, Pro Bowl this year on the Jets.
Because Tony, you don't understand that even with Mark Sanchez, we won.
Yeah.
We can't win with Zach Wilson. We can't win.
Mm-hmm. Can't even be a game manager.
He has 1 week one with him.
Special teams. Gibson.
It doesn't even matter. Week 1, we won defense.
Fireman Ed.
And because of the kick return. What does Zach Wilson do so great? Tony, what does Zach Wilson do so great?
And then
I thought he threw the ball really well last weekend.
I mean,
he had some of the best drive. Dude, come on. He was driving down the field with confidence last week.
Oh, his receivers bailed him out. His receivers.
What? No fucking way. You had receivers dropping passes. They had 2 hands on the ball, and they're dropping passes. That's bullshit. He was making good throws.
And a live lurking comment. Josh B saying, look at CJ Stroud. That kid is it. He plays through the bat around him. Zach has never shown that. It's true. Texans aren't a stable organization, and Stroud looks pretty good. So
how are the Texans doing?
Because here's another thing that Tony doesn't realize.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson doesn't understand how to throw a simple pass. Look at the ball to Lazard. Lazard had to literally come back and get it.
Yeah, no, I said that when we were watching the game. I did say that.
He missed Garrett Wilson in the end zone. What was that?
I think Wilson could have dove out for that one, dude.
I see the BS.
I'm sorry. An average, below average to average quarterback can make that throw. Zach can't make that throw. Conklin, that ball was so low.
Stop it. He had 2 hands on it.
No, that was.
He had 2 hands on it.
You got to go inside.
He had 2 hands. You got to go inner third on that pass. The ball.
If it's inner third, it's a touchdown.
What is the inner third?
Inner third.
Inner third of what?
The strike zone.
But no, the ball was literally like
2 hands on it. 2 hands on it.
Inches off the ground.
Throw it in his gut. Throw it in his gut. It's a
dude.
touchdown.
He had 2 hands on it.
And honestly, Lazard, the touch on Lazard, he was basically a lucky throw. He had all the time in the world to throw that.
Oh wow! So his offensive line did his job, so he can do his.
Come on,
but it still was an off-place ball.
All right,
but listen, we definitely want to talk more about this on Monday when we recap all of the games. But we really appreciate you tuning in, calling in.
Before I go, I just want to tell Tony one other thing I noticed too about the game.
Okay, what do you got, Matt?
The drive, whoever Conklin or whatever tight end called that, one of the touchdowns.
Yeah,
that was so over his head that Conklin had to literally jump and get it. Jump.
But you can't. I mean, if Zach Wilson doesn't make that, if he doesn't throw the ball, like it's not a touchdown. Like he's throwing the ball well enough for his receivers to catch.
I'm just saying he's so inaccurate. You don't understand how much torture it is to watch the game. It's like watching a little kid play a big kid game.
I mean, I guess sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the guy. He made the Jets.
The guy isn't a great locker room. He's not. Everyone has to coddle him to make him feel special. It's okay, Zach. You fumbled the ball. It's okay, Zach.
Everybody fumbles the ball in game-winning drives.
Zach.
Everybody does.
We all have to, hold your little hand. It's okay, Zach.
You can't tell me that he didn't make that game competitive. He was a big reason why the Jets were competitive in that game.
But I
really don't think so. I really think it was the defense.
The defense that let Mahomes run for 60 yards in the final drive.
They shouldn't have allowed him to run for 60 yards, but they did get turnovers for the first time.
They did get turnovers.
Turnovers made the whole difference.
Yeah, huge. It was great. And you know what? When the defense needed to come up big, they were flat. So who are you blaming?
I'm blaming Zach Wilson.
You're going to blame Zach Wilson because the defense came up flat when you needed them?
Zach Wilson put them in a hole. 17.
You put him in the hole.
I think they would have been.
Zach Wilson did.
But it's an interesting storyline to watch for sure. But like I was saying, definitely call back in on Monday after the games.
Always
Hopefully,
when the Jets lose, unfortunately,
they're gonna win. Matthew.
I hope they win, but I agree with you. I'm not picking them to win.
You don't hope they win,
but we'll see what happens. But no, really appreciate.
If Tony is right, I will apologize for everything I said. But he's not right, so I don't have to apologize.
Yeah. We don't know if I'm right or wrong yet. It hasn't happened yet, Matthew.
But we'll see what happens. But no, thanks for calling in and calling anytime, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, man.
Bye.
That was great. That was honestly great, Matthew.
Awesome,
the other Matthew.
So
a long-winded way of saying, and Lonnie says that call is so spicy.
Yeah, we have a lot. There's oh man.
And then we got the age, the drops, the bite, the receivers.
Thank you for calling in. Matt says Josh B. We did the games. Promotion, chairman. Love the passion, says Josh B. Lonnie says like a young Jack almost. The other Matthew Gabriel, hilarious right now, laughing. He says, Matty, good shit, bro. Thanks for tuning in and taking part in the best sports show with the very best Tony and Brian. We got Josh B, CJ Stroud comment in there.
I love firing you up,
Tony. He goes, I was right, he says.
We will clip that for Monday's show after the Jets.
Oh my God. If
we'll get off to a 1-4 start. But anyway, like I was saying before Matthew called in, week 5 starting tonight, Bears at Commanders. Commanders here, 6-point home favorites, have dropped their last 2. We saw the Bears, control that game against the Broncos before slipping away late. So a lot of controversy. You have the deactivation of Chase Claypool, who's likely to be released. So that was the guy they gave up a 2nd-round pick for just last season. And we saw the Commanders hang with the Eagles. So I think there is a lot of sentiment. They prove something, and that they're a competitive football team. But honestly, when I look at this, Tony, I don't think they're 6 points better than Chicago. And I know Chicago's a train wreck, but I think a game like this, a short week, I think this is going to be a tight one.
Really? What do you think the score is going to be?
So I'm just kind of curious too. So total 44.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say the Bears are going to win here 24-21. So just going over that total. I think back and forth. Maybe the Bears get like a kick return touchdown, a pick 6, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Howell, I believe, has 5 picks already on the season.
You think just the under? He does have 5 picks.
Just the over.
Just the over
by a half point. But I think the Bears +6. Sounds like what you're trying to tell me is you're thinking a resounding Commanders victory here.
No, I think a resounding Bears victory, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I think it's about time, dude, that the Bears come up with a win. I understand that, I feel like, a lot of time I always talk about the Commanders in a positive light because they always seem to win games. They always seem to keep it competitive. I don't know if it's because of their fan base. They do have a great fan base. But I don't know. I just feel like Justin Fields is going to go absolute ham. I think.
I mean, he had a good game. Like like we're talking about Zach having a good game. That's a good game. 4 touchdowns last week.
No, exactly. And he really is someone who can be dominant, I think, in the league, dude. Again, another young guy that has an incredible amount of pressure on himself, just for being, what was he, 11th overall pick or something like that. First round quarterback, right, of the Bears. And I just think, he was definitely coming into this organization as their guy. He was brought in to change how the Bears have been performing, which obviously hasn't been great. So there's a lot of pressure on him. It's going to take some time for a guy who's 22, 23 years old to do that. And I think last week was a big glimpse into what Justin Fields can do. And I think a team like the Commanders that are turning the ball over so much, I understand that. I think Fields also has either 4 or 5 interceptions already this year. But again, I'm just seeing what I saw from last week. I think he's building upon that. And I think he has some good pieces around him. I know there's definitely, some drama with injuries, with people not wanting to play for the Bears, stuff like that. But I said Fields scrambles around, uses the athleticism he has, just like Zach Wilson, but he can probably throw like 3-4 touchdown passes, keeping the interceptions limited, maybe just one that the Commanders force. And then maybe, running another 100 yards on the ground. So yeah, I would say give me the Bears here. Pretty resounding. I would say 28-14.
28-14.
Yeah,
wow.
Let's do it, dude.
Do you think this is the start of something for Chicago, or just kind of a one-off scenario?
I don't know about it's a start of something for Justin Fields, I think. And I think Chicago needs other pieces around him to support Fields to be a competitive organization. So yeah, I guess, start for Justin Fields, to start for Chicago, but it's going to be a long road.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully, it's a competitive one. I think, the whole thing here is, what the defensive line of Washington is going to do against Fields. Are they going to be able to contain him in the pocket? And it's interesting too, a team that won their first 2 games in the Commanders, but, they did play Arizona and Denver. And, you look at the Bears schedule here, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Denver. So, maybe you want to say, this is like the easiest matchup you've had, just because I think, Denver is probably, even though they have one less win, similar to Washington, just in terms of the quality of the opponent. So it'll be interesting to see, but we're definitely on the same page with this one. So that's going to be Prime Video, 8:15, Kirk Herbstreit and the legendary Al Michaels. So looking forward to starting week 5. Can't wait for tomorrow's show, the company's picks, see if they can, make up some ground on us, but, time will have to tell. But what we're going to do here before we wrap up is go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight! And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout. Too deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
All right. So day 2, the last day of the wild card series, as all 4 series end up being sweeps.
Wow.
And you look at yesterday, I think there were 2 entertaining games, being the Twins and the Blue Jays, and also the Brewers and the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks coming back in that one. Now, in terms of the teams, that won't move on here, the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Brewers, and the Marlins, Tony, what surprised you the most that they were, unable to get the job done?
Like, what surprised me out of all those teams? I guess
losing surprised you the most.
I mean, I kind of imagined that the Marlins would have been out easily. I guess probably the Rays, not the Rays. Well, maybe the Rays, but probably more so the Blue Jays.
Just because of the opponent.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Twins obviously like haven't won a playoff series in who knows how long.
2004.
There we go, dude. So 19 years. But I had my confidence. I knew Pablo Lopez, right? Game 1. He's like one of their best pitchers. Sonny Gray came up pretty big too. But I just thought like I would have expected Gossman to pitch better Game 1. Berrios, sort of deal. But I kind of thought it would have at least won 3 games. Kikuchi in Game 3 to win it for the Blue Jays is kind of what I thought. But obviously Gossman doesn't pitch as well. Vladdy nowhere to be found. Bo Bichette was hitting well, but wasn't really scoring much. So that's probably the biggest disappointment or the surprise, I would say, out of these teams.
And what do you think? And I think we were speaking of this. Well, you weren't here yesterday, but I was talking about it with Riley. Just like what the Blue Jays do from here. We've seen them develop guys like Guerrero and Bichette. Biggio, I think, is underwhelmed a little bit. They brought in Chapman from the A's. He's going to be a free agent. You think about the pitching rotation. Berrios recovered this year. Kikuchi at times has been underwhelming. I mean, do you think like going into next year they're going to just stick with this type of core, or do you think we're going to see some more changes on the way for the Toronto Blue Jays?
I mean, I can't really see them moving past. Bo Bichette had a great year. I think he was
hit over 300. Only 20 dingers, though, which I don't know.
But still,
I think he's
you're hitting
upwards of 30.
Yeah.
He should be able
He
to
should
hit.
be up there, but still. I think Vladdy's certainly your biggest
Very
disappointment.
underwhelming. Only 26 home runs and hit 264.
Yeah, biggest disappointment offensively, especially what he was, expected to be. So I think you have to, at the very least, sit down with him, but I don't expect him to be moved. But you want to sit down with him.
Slugging only 444, Tony.
It's not good, dude.
No, for him especially.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think ways you can address this team where you're going to see some movement, I think it's going to be pitchers and bullpen. I don't think you'll see much movement after that, though.
And then Chapman out the door, you think?
Yeah, Chapman probably out the door, free agent. They're not going to re-sign him. And like I say, like in terms of pitching, when you really look at it, I mean, yeah, Kikuchi had a good year. Gossman had a great year too, but I mean, obviously, I'm sure the Blue Jays were relying on Alek Manoah to be somewhat of a star as well. So I mean, obviously, that's gone far out the window.
You think he stays with the organization?
Probably. I mean, it would be worth it for them to at least keep him in the developmental league to see what he can do, and if you bring him up, maybe he can, because again, I mean, dude, last season, his rookie season, he was so good.
Yeah.
He was throwing the ball really, really well. And he was, 7 innings, 1 earned run, like 7 innings, 2 earned runs. Like he had some tremendous starts and outings. And this year it's just all downhill, a little bit of injury, a lot of lulls, dude. It was certainly tough for him. So I don't know. I mean, I would think that he's still in the organization. But I think they're going to start to go out and find other pitchers for the bullpen in the rotation.
Brighter future, the Blue Jays or the Yankees?
I mean, I guess with all the prospects, you'd have to go with the Yankees, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just think, like Springer. I mean, I think he's been okay since in UConn as well. Since the Blue Jays, signed him, but at the same time, I just feel like they had to have had a higher level of production expected, because it definitely hasn't been to the level with Houston. He's already 34 years old. You got him under contract for 3 more years, so I don't think you're moving him. But I kind of have a feeling, just because of the defense, that they might rather have Matt Chapman than him, but I think they don't have a choice there. And then what did you make about the Rangers, which in the American League, just from a pure roster talent perspective, probably have the most talent out of any of these teams? But we saw them really falter down the stretch. Were you shocked that they were able to handle the Rays the way that they did?
Honestly, yeah, dude. They were one of the worst teams in baseball in August.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Manager, though?
Bochy? He knows how to win. He knows how to navigate the postseason.
3-time World Series champion.
And, I mean, I know that they had no momentum coming in. But they still have an electric lineup. Like they're a team who can still, like, no matter what type of momentum they have, they can still win a game or two if they need to. You know, they have pitchers. Nathan Eovaldi pitched really well. Corey Seager, I mean, played really well yesterday. They have a lot of talent on the team. Like you said, with good management, good leadership. I mean, that Bruce Bochy, I'm sure, is just honing in on the fact that they are a talented organization, that they can win. And the Rays, I mean, we've seen it year in and year out, them not making it to the World Series, even though they had a good regular season, even though they have some talent. They seem like a team who never gets over the hump. Relying on a pitcher like Tyler Glasnow too, who's been in and out of the injuries, who can throw well, but has just been inconsistent. He hasn't really been there, So I'm not super surprised by that. That's why I picked the Blue Jays as my biggest surprise. But yeah.
And then, we saw the Diamondbacks advance. They're a younger team, but, they have Corbin Carroll, Zach Gallen, just to name a couple guys to get excited about. So they're going to face off against the Dodgers. You got the Phillies going against the Braves for the National League. Mm-hmm. And then in the American League, Twins face the Astros, and the Rangers get a matchup with the Orioles. Now, when you look at those matchups, I mean, obviously we know the Rangers-Orioles is actually pretty tight, but just because of the 101 wins in the regular season, Orioles are the favorites. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Astros heavy favorites on the Twins, Braves decent favorites on the Phillies, and then the Dodgers heavy favorites on the Diamondbacks. All of those series, if there was going to be an upset, which one do you think it would be?
Rangers,
really. Definitely. Over the Phillies, because I think you're jacked about the Phillies. The crowd, Bryce Harper, stout producing.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about only in the AL.
No, yeah, both, all of them.
I mean, I have the Braves going out round one, so
you're jacked.
Divisional series, so yeah, dude.
More excited for that or for Zach to throw for 300 and win the game?
Just because of the circumstances. Yeah, I'll go with Zach.
So you'll sacrifice a Braves World Series?
I mean, yeah.
Well, no, I just didn't know if that was a tough.
It's not like they're playing the Mets. You have to obviously, so yeah. I mean, I don't,
It doesn't when a division rival wins the World Series. Like, does it get you that tight or no?
I mean, I guess it depends. It's situational, but you know how I feel about the Braves,
right?
And Ronald Acuna Jr. there. I mean, they've done some great stuff. They're a great team. They're a great organization. Jealous of the organization. So I mean, they certainly deserve to win. They have enough talent to win. So.
Josh B saying definitely surprised at the Rays' early exit. No wonder though, which is obviously he was their best player before the whole situation with him. And he says, "Yup, the injuries, Tony." Kind of sounds like the drinking, Tony.
I think it's just the way you said it, right?
Anyway, Tony, when I look at this, I kind of like. In terms of an upset, I like the Rangers over the Orioles. I think the Orioles have a great team, but I think there's something to be said about peaking at the right time.
It
feels
course.
Like that with the Rangers. Plus, I mentioned it. I mean, that roster, when we're just looking at the specific roster, I mean, it's completely loaded. Offensively, Josh Young just came back. He was out for a good chunk of the second half. He's a really talented third baseman, only 25 years old. We know about Seager. We know about Simeon. And then Adolis Garcia has been one of the best outfielders in the American League the past 3 years. So plenty of hitting. Pitching wise, Valdi has experience, obviously, in the playoffs. And then, Jordan Montgomery, pitched very well in his debut there. I think, with those two at the top, Heaney has actually pitched well, believe it or not. I think the biggest thing that's going to be interesting is, late in the game, will they go to Chapman, in a tight spot?
Will Chapman perform in the tight spot?
I mean, you would think no, but it's tough to really say, right? Or
I mean, you would think no. I would think no.
Like hammered,
yeah. Like first pitch. Dinger.
Will Smith led the team in saves, but had a 4.40 ERA. We saw Leclerc close out the game on Monday. Obviously, that was a non-save situation. So, be interesting to see what they do there. And then, with like what you were mentioning with the Phillies, is it just what gets you there in terms of beating the Braves? Is it the momentum from those 2 games in Philadelphia, the crowd jacked up, Harper, the run to the World Series last year? Is that what is propelling you to say that they're going to beat the Braves?
Yeah, I think that's it's a big reason why. I mean, they made it to the World Series. Braves last year, were disappointing in the postseason. So I think it's tough. It's not so out of pocket to say that they would be disappointing again this year. I mentioned the injuries to their pitching staff. I mean, losing Morton and Max Fried it is pretty tough, dude. Those are like Max Fried's probably, if he's not the best, Spencer Strider might be your best. He's your second best pitcher in rotation. I mean, even so, Strider sometimes we've seen him struggle. I know he's had a great year, and I just think pound for pound right now, I would take the Phillies. I think that they have the momentum on their side. Like you said, they've played 2 games. They've won. They just swept the Marlins. Like they're riled. They're excited to come in here and play the Braves. And I think maybe the Braves, could come out a little flat. We've seen that before. They're another team who lost a lot of games in August. So you don't want to really underestimate a hot Phillies coming in here to a stagnant Braves. Like you said, I think a lot of it is going to come down to what we see from game 1. And how each team is coming into the series and what they're ready to be facing. It seems like the Phillies for me are ready to face, the best team in the NL East. So we'll see.
Yeah. So off till Saturday. Crazy with the way that works.
Kind of is crazy
that they can't adjust the TV partners. It's like, what's going to give you better eyeballs, better ratings than live sports? Like, you can't adjust that. You need to have, reruns of General Hospital on a Friday night. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, wow. No, you're totally right. I hate General Hospital. It's beat.
Yeah, I think Stephen A's been on it.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding. Look it up. I'm basically 100% positive.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, actually, I've never seen this. Let's see how ridiculous this is.
Okay, all right. It's gotta be crazy. It's not what I wanted. Here we go. Preview.
You see that happen.
Rick. How you doing? Thanks for doing this.
Your preferred client. I'm always happy when I get your call.
So the office is all taken care of?
Wife is sound ready to go. You'll hear every single word he says.
What?
Just need access to a cell.
Okay, my source inside the courthouse got a hold of Hornsby's schedule from his assistant. He's on his way here. How do you want to handle that?
I'll go in now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to separate the DA from his phone.
Okay.
All right.
I wish Michael was here for this.
Oh my god, he'd be so riled. Stephen A, dude.
Like, what was that supposed to be? Watergate?
I mean, I guess yeah.
Watching
Right?
White House Plumbers over there?
Sounds like, dude, great show. Did you ever finish it?
No, actually.
Come on, dude.
Next flight.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll book one right now for you, dude. Yeah, that was kind of tough, dude. Stephen A.
Well, it just goes back to he thinks
theatrical,
he's
dude.
So big time, Tony. I think that's the issue. You saw how jacked up he was to throw the first pitch at Yankee Stadium, and people were booing him. And the fact that he thinks he's a big deal. I know Aaron Judge was nice to him and talking to him about the throw and all that, but it's like, come on. It's just a little much.
It is a little much, dude.
You saw this, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it since it really happened in real time. So we're gonna watch it again here today on the sports board. We're gonna do it though. I forgot. I didn't realize you wore a Jeter jersey.
Yeah.
Probably the only,
Look at him right now.
He's probably the only player he knows in the Yankees.
No one in the crowd.
Oh, there he goes.
And just bounces it, Tony. You're telling me I couldn't bounce one better than that?
You definitely could, dude.
Yeah. No, look at that.
Yeah, he choked.
Oh, that's tough. And the fact that he has the audacity, Tony, to wear the Yankee pinstripes.
I know. At least he wasn't like fucking Bob Costas, who redid his first pitch.
I didn't even realize that happened.
Are you serious? I forget what game it was. Let's see, dude. He asked for the ball back again, and he like,
they didn't let him.
No, he did. But he was like, he's like, come on, give me the ball. He was like on the mound, wouldn't fucking move. Dude.
While you're looking it up, I just want to update everybody on the Sanderson Farms Championship. Zay Chang Do at 6 under, 1-shot lead over Davis Thompson and Henrik Norlander. We talked about lurking today. We have 4 golfers lurking at 4 under. Doug Heem, Matthew Nismith, Lanto Griffin, and Christian Bezenhout. So we'll have to see how the rest of this day goes, if our guys get in the mix, and we will talk about that tomorrow. Did we get the video?
We do have the video, dude. First of all, you want to look at him feeling himself.
Is this
in
year?
St. Louis. No, this is maybe 2-3 years ago.
You look at the plastic surgery.
Yeah, because I was at the... I mean, it's just 3 years ago. I was at the network. Look at him, dude. Yeah, he's like so freaking hyped. Which obviously I'd be hyped too, but look, he's just feeling himself, dude. Like, look at him walking, strutting, dude.
Matt would be cracking up.
And he's probably like, I'm going to throw a curveball, whatever. Throws the first pitch.
Way outside.
Way outside.
Way outside. Sticks on the mound. One more. Let me throw another. This is unbelievable. This seems like it's like fake.
Honestly, dude, like, could you imagine?
And then he gets it in there. Now he's feeling himself. Yeah. Mascot's hyped up. Look at the cheese. Dude, 2 years ago. No, this is like 10 years ago. Brzezinski? AJ Brzezinski hasn't played in a long time.
9 years ago. Oh, wow, yeah. Dude. That is a long time ago. I've been holding on to that one for a while, huh?
Yeah. Yanni says, stop hating on my son, Stephen A.
He's not your son.
Hey, come on. I mean, that wasn't a good first pitch and was
General
not
Hospital,
a great
dude?
acting job
Come
in General
on,
Hospital.
Dude.
All right.
Why would he even say yes to that?
Unbelievable.
It really is, dude. I would never say yes.
No, what about when he does
the
thing
dude?
at the desk when he's like sitting at the desk and he goes, like,
yeah,
what is that? Like, nobody does that. Like,
honestly,
I don't
nobody does that.
I don't understand why he does that. But listen, I guess it is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Lonnie,
dude.
like going a step ahead, saying "Great show, guys." Hashtag rep the company. DVD. Do you think he's a little Stephen A tight?
Yeah, definitely, dude. He's out. He doesn't care for wrapping up yet. He's out.
Yeah, I mean, we were gonna wrap up Lonnie, so I guess it's a good transition.
Go watch
piece.
his Stephen A highlights.
But that being said, really like to appreciate everybody tuning in today, continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. Shout out to the company. Enjoy the Thursday night football game. And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.